Hi everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making white velvet cutout cookies. It's a really easy recipe. You just need to plan ahead because it needs to sit in the refrigerator for a while, okay? So in a mixing bowl you're going to need 2 cups of butter softened, 1 package of cream cheese 8 ounces softened, 2 cups of sugar, 2 egg yolks, and 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay. Make sure you guys keep scraping your sides to your bowl and the bottom of your bowl. This is still a little bit too gritty. That means the sugar's not mixed in well enough, so we're going to let it go a little bit longer. Alright, so mine is nice, light and fluffy. I'm going to scrape down my sides one more time, and then I'm going to add my egg mixture. The egg and the vanilla. When you're scraping, make sure you'll know when it's done when there's no white cream cheese going through your dough, okay? That's when it's done. You just want to mix it a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my egg and vanilla. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Scrape it. Alright, now we're going to slowly add our flour. Add a little bit more. As you can see how white that dough looks, it looks beautiful. Now I'm going to scrape down everything, and I'm going to add the rest of my flour. Oops. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to add the rest of my flour. scrape it down one more time. Let it go around a couple times and then we're done. Now, don't worry if the dough is sticky because it's going to go in the refrigerator for a while. Alright, so you can either leave it in this bowl or put it into another bowl and cover it with some plastic wrap and put it in your refrigerator for 4 hours. I'm going to actually switch bowls because I'm just going to be baking all day today and I need this bowl. So you'll see a different bowl when it comes out of the refrigerator. So just make sure you save time for the refrigerator process of this, okay? Alright, my dough is ready now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit at a time. I'm just going to kind of mold it into my hands. Okay. Let's just kind of get this going. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this out to a 1/4 inch thick on a floured surface. Sure your rolling pin's floured, and just lightly flour the top of your dough. And we're just going to roll this out to a 1/4 inch thickness. And just keep turning and flouring, okay? You probably could do more. You probably could do more, a bigger piece, but I like working with smaller pieces. So let me get my cookie cutters here, and I'm just going to cut out some shapes. Now, when I put these on the tray, I am going to put sprinkles on some, and then we're going to frost some, okay? Just use different cutters, whatever you want. This dough is great to work with. Gonna get them on as close as possible without ruining the other one. Gently pull them out. Alright. Let me find my knife. Just going to take the middle of the legs out where it's stuck. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to put them on either a parchment paper tray or silpat. Okay? So let's transfer ours to the silpat. This dough is great to work with, guys. Don't be afraid of it. This guy's missing his hand a little bit, but don't worry about it. And put them about 1 inch apart. Give them some room. If they're hard to get up, I'm just going to take my scraper and scrape them up. That one's going to need redone. I broke the head on it. Alright. Alright, here we go. And you can re-roll this dough. So put it aside and re-roll it at the end. Might need to go back in the refrigerator to keep cold though, okay? Alright, so these took exactly 15 minutes in the oven. Now mine got a little browner. You don't want them brown at all. You want them just to set, that the dough is just set, okay? Mine got a little brown, no biggie, we'll still eat them. So let's continue baking these off, and then they have to cool completely before we can frost them. And make sure you leave them on the tray for 5 minutes before removing them after they come out of the oven. Alright, so now that our white velvet cutouts have cooled, we're going to make the frosting. Now this is not a royal icing frosting. It's not going to get like rock hard. I'm hoping it will set up, but it's a buttercream, so leave a lot of time for it to get hard and set up, okay? So in a mixing bowl, you're going to do 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, and then you need 2 cups of powdered sugar in a bowl, 3 tablespoons of butter softened, 1 tablespoon of Crisco shortening, the hard one, a half teaspoon of vanilla, and 3 tablespoons of milk. You might need 4, okay? So I have an extra one here. So we're going to start mixing this.
If you plug it in, goes a lot quicker that way.
I hope so. Okay. Let's try it one more time. I left my butter out overnight, but it's a little cold here in Ohio. It's snowing, so it's a little cooler in the house. My butter's just a little harder than I'd like it, but it'll come together. You're going to mix this until it's smooth. Just make sure that you keep doing your sides and your bottom. Just a few more seconds, get it smooth. Mine's nice and smooth, so now I'm going to gradually add in the other powdered sugar. Now, you might not need it all. We're going to see how wet this is. We want to be able to, smooth it onto the cookie, okay? You know what that means, smooth it on. Alright, so I'm just going to add about half of this, and we're going to check it. Now, if it gets a little too thick, just add more milk. Just a little bit at a time, though. And if it's too runny, add a little more powdered sugar. A little bit at a time. Okay. I think I'm going to need more milk in mine. So I have a lot of powdered sugar left in here, and it's really not coming together because it's not moist enough. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of that extra tablespoon. Just a little bit, and we'll check it again. Scrape it again. And mine is very, very, very stiff, so I'm going to have to add some more milk to mine. You wanted a spreadable consistency. That's the last of the extra tablespoon. And like I said, just do a little bit at a time. It really doesn't take much to loosen it up. Take this off. Mine's still a little too thick. I'm just going to add a drop of milk. I'm I'm gonna have to let that go again. I can't even move it with my spatula.
Concrete, huh?
Yeah. This all depends on what kind of butter you use, how much water's in the butter, the temperature of your house, the humidity in your house. It all has to do with that. This is looking better. Much better. Oh yeah. Okay. I think it's still a little too thick to spread onto a cookie. But you're not going to need much more milk, or I'm not going to actually. That was like less than a half a teaspoon. Or a teaspoon, that would be then. Now you just get it till it's light and fluffy. Check it one more time. I'm kind of at that stage where I'm really not sure. I'm just going to add a tinge more, not even, maybe an eighth of a teaspoon. Just so I'm sure it'll be spreadable. And I'm just going to beat this till it's light and fluffy now. I can tell just by looking at it, it's good consistency. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, got the perfect consistency. It's spreadable, it's very light and fluffy. Now, you can either just use white or now you can start coloring your frosting. So I'm doing like, I'm going to think maybe 4 colors, so I left enough in there to do 4 colors. And if we need more, we'll just make more frosting, not a big deal. So put as much coloring in it as you want. Just make sure it's mixed really good. Shouldn't see any white streaking in it unless you want the white streaking. I'm going to add a different color green. This is not the green I'm looking for. It's a little too dark for me. This one is working. If your colors don't come out, just grab a toothpick and you can use it to dig in there and then just put the color into your frosting. Okay. And don't set that toothpick on anything, it will dye everything.
And don't stick it in your mouth and end up with green lips. Or whatever color you're using.
Toothpick. I don't think there's much left in this one, that's why I'm having a hard time getting it out. There we go. I'm looking for more of a Christmas green. Oh, and I did try a couple of the cookies with sprinkles on them before they went into the oven, and the sprinkles were really hard to get stuck on. So if you want sprinkles, just wait and frost them and then put your sprinkles on. It'll be much easier. Okay, I think I'm ready. So let me wash my finger real quick. All right, and now I'm just going to take a cookie and just frost them. Now I have offset spatulas. You can use a butter knife or the back of a spoon, whatever you want. So I'm just going to put a very light coat on these. These cookies are delicious without frosting. So don't load on the frosting because you're going to ruin the cookie. The cookie is delicious. Alright, and all I'm going to do now, let me just fix this a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, that's the nice thing about homemade. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a few sprinkles on my tree. And I'll be done with it. And then I'm just going to place these on wax paper when I'm done because I need my cooling racks to move on to our other cookie. So go ahead and enjoy decorating. Doesn't have to be perfect like I said. And if you don't like what it looks like, put sprinkles on it. Sprinkles fixes everything.
And if kids want to help, just turn them loose with the sprinkles.
I would definitely let the kids start helping decorate. And here you go. Is that not cute? Alright, so I'm going to decorate my cookies and we'll show you the end result. Alright, so here's our finished cookies. And I've let them set about 2 hours. And my house is pretty cool. I had the window open and it's snowing here. But it hardened perfect. You can stack them on top of each other. Just put wax paper between each layer, okay? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.